Now, typically, Voibles, which are living planets, are attacked by a disease called Atlantide. Now, I must repeat that. Voibles are living planets. Dead planets are simply called planets. You have done everything in a reverse way. You have given the most exotic names to the dead planets, like Mars, Jupiter, Uranus, Saturn, etc., Mercury, etc., and Venus, but you have not given any beautiful name to your own Mother Earth. Well, actually she's called Aya, A-Y-A, and she was given that name by God Uran, who created her. Anyway, the Voible Aya is without any defences against Atlantide, because Atlantide doesn't obviously attack Voibles belonging to the members of the anti-concept, to the people who follow evil. It has no sense in attacking its own side. You see, diseases don't attack you people seriously, and it would not, and no disease would attack your planet. You see. So we will be preparing to vaccinate the Earth, as you call her, Aya, against Atlantide before we come in 2112. But it'll be otherwise, what we'll have is we'll arrive, get rid of you lot, and then suddenly Aya will be completely destroyed by Atlantide, because you need a very strong immunitary system, and Aya does not have a very strong immunitary system, because she is not attacked by anything. You see, all the Voibles where the good people live are attacked constantly by Aya, by Atlantide, sorry. They are attacked by Atlantide all the time, and they resist. And all people belonging to the union of nature pay a insurance. They pay every 1,000 years an insurance sum to cover the costs of Voible doctors, or special gods trained in the curing of sick Voibles, in case their Voible is afflicted by Atlantide. So that's because you have a lot of words in your dictionary, which come out of nowhere. But Atlantide is not a city under the ocean; it is a disease. You see, and this disease is tremendous, and we are preparing to get Aya ready with a vaccination to defend herself from Atlantide once we reclaim her, and she will be attacked in a massive way by Atlantide, you see, because reclaiming the Earth, as you call her, is a big act, and Atlantide will try and take extraordinary revenge for that. So we will be attacking her with, let's say we will be vaccinating her with a very spectral vaccine, a very strong vaccine. She may have to be vaccinated sort of 5 times with progressively stronger vaccines so that she has enough immunitary defenses. Now, everyone has to pay the tax every 1,000 years. That means the governments pay it. And I wanted to tell you something also that's just coming to mind at the moment about the way the Voibles live. Is they actually have often gods that visit them, because the gods live in the monoliths and in the sacred spheres, but the gods occasionally come to visit, and they have what are called luxury eating houses. Now, when a god and his goddesses are going to come and visit, they are warned before they receive a communication, and everything is prepared. The government order that the most extraordinary preparations are made in that luxury eating house, so that everything is the most luxurious possible. Even more luxurious than normal, because they're very luxurious places, they're luxury eating houses. And these gods are waited on with absolute deference and with every kind of kindness, and everything is bestowed upon them and everything, and there is all attention on these gods, you know, and these gods and their goddesses, and at the end a tip is given by the god, which goes to the chief waiter. Now, the tip given by the chief waiter goes directly to the person who runs the restaurant, and then directly to the state, because it's a huge banknote, at least a zillion Zorg. That is the minimum tip that a god gives to the chief waiter, a zillion Zorg. Now, that's an enormous amount of money for a population of 6 million people to live on for, and to sort out all their problems and everything, and give them aid, you know. So they really do look forward to receiving visits from the gods because of these tips. And of course a female waitress, who then represents all the other members of the staff, is given a smaller tip, you know, about millions Zorg, and that is divided between all the members of the staff of the restaurant. And then which is, as I said, is called luxury eating house. They don't have the word restaurant, you see. They have the word eating houses. And anyway, the government saved this money up these tips up so that they have a huge accumulation of money, and they needed to have a huge surplus of money, and all the Voibles belonging to the Union of Nature have a huge surplus of money, because if they are struck by Atlantide, it means that anything up to 15,000 of years of total non-productivity. That means that everything has to be imported from other Voibles, and they have to buy it from other Voibles. They have to be, because no food grows or anything. So they have to import everything for anything up to 15,000 years or more. The Voible doctors will continue until they have finished, until they have cured the Voible. Even if it's 25,000 years, they will still be at work. But all this costs the government money, not to pay the Voible doctors, because that's included in the insurance, but to pay for the food that they're getting from other Voibles, you see. So everything is organized. Now, so this is one of the things that happened with the space-time corridors, is that Atlantide found it could easily move through the space-time corridors. It would have inevitably a moving in some way or other, appear in some way or another, but it can shift its massive portions of its entity through the space-time corridors. There are sort of barriers against it, but they don't work. So all Voibles, except for the Catholic Voibles, are infected with Atlantide, and they are constantly fighting against Atlantide, and they manage to survive. But every now and then there is a massive attack against one particular Voible, and she has to try and resist, and the Voible doctors are called in, and for several thousands of years nothing grows, and the procedure that I described goes ahead. So all governments have a massive surplus. They all have lots of money in the bank, you see, to pay for any crisis that occurs. There's no such thing as the opposite, being in debt, a Voible being in debt. No. There is, you don't get it. We hear that the Earth is $40 trillion in debt. Well, that doesn't exist in the catatonic union of nature. They are all possessing a big surplus, and there's a big surplus of money everywhere, because it's needed in times of crisis, you see. It all balances out over long periods, because it sort of goes from here to there, because there are frequently disasters that need repairing, you see. There are frequently interventions, like you people attacked an entire world, and that world everything went to hell, including the particles of dust. Well, all the scientists are trying to work out how to save all the particles of dust in it. So that consumes major resources, you see. That is costing more to nature than anything that has ever happened, of course. And it is something that makes us infinitely furious. Anyway, I just wanted to talk about that. You should really know that you're not under attack at all by diseases, as I have said in another video. You just play with them. And there's one disease which you don't have at all, and that's called Atlantide. And Atlantide affects your planet, not directly you, but your planet. And if your planet is affected by Atlantide, then nothing grows, you see. And you need very special doctors, very special gods to cure her. And that was in a detail, and we have to vaccinate the earth, hopefully without you people noticing, before the year 2112. That's all going to be very difficult because you people notice everything unconsciously. You notice nothing consciously at all, but you notice everything unconsciously in your instincts. But we think that your instinct is going to be rather confused towards the year 2070, the year 2075, and will be even more confused towards the year 2090. So we will be able to vaccinate the Earth, as you call her, against Atlantide. Basically, a god will appear enormous with a huge syringe and inject the vaccine into her. And, the gods can actually be, if they want, they could be a zillion light years tall. Many gods can be much taller than that, The monoliths are all of 1 light year per foot. So if they are 6 foot tall in a monolith, they're actually 6 light years tall. You see, but the proportions in the monoliths change all the time, so that sometimes they have to walk through doors that are only a micro-inch tall, literally a micro-inch. And then they suddenly have to be a zillion gargantuan light years tall, Well, it wouldn't be a zillion gargantuan, sorry, it's an exaggeration, a zillion, 1,000 zillion light years tall to walk into a large chamber. It wouldn't be a zillion gargantuan, but that's the length of the entire monolith. But they might have to be 1,000 zillion light years tall to walk into a large chamber and to a large library. Yes. But, and this is constant practice for them, getting tiny and then getting huge, and then and they have their apartments arranged so that the kitchen is of one dimension, the corridor is an absurdly long corridor, about 10 billion light years long, whereas the bedroom is only 6 inches long and 3 inches wide, and and it goes on like that, you see. So they are constantly changing dimensions, and this is the way the gods automatically practice their reflexes. You know, they have to drive along a road that is one moment 6 inches wide, and the next moment it's 10,000 light years wide. And they have to adapt themselves and their cars to the situation automatically, instinctively, and not even notice it, and arrive. And they learn this all in their military training. Their military training to get to the headquarters is always the most confusing routes, and it's made as confusing as possible. Their actual living quarters are the most impossible living quarters for the dimensions of the rooms, etc. The changing dimensions of the rooms, and the route to get to the training quarters is extremely difficult, you know. So, and they have to arrive in time, you see. And that is very important, and gods do military training for 1 million years, gods and goddesses. And that's their minimum military training, 1 million years of military training. And it's very important for them. Anyway, I said enough on these things for this video.